Honestly, I am no swell entertainment, but I can do the best that I can with this. Hi there, my name is Alan, and I am a CODA, that stands for Hearing Child of Deaf Parents, and I'm just going to talk about my experience at the recent event called World Deaf Nation. And I also do apologize that this video took so long to get here, but I had my reasons, just a lot going on. But I'm just happy that I'm able to start right now. So if you have no idea what this event is all about, I don't think it's an annual event that happens every year. I think it happens every 2 to 3 years at the Westgate Hotel. And it's basically a 4-day, almost week-ish type of event that happens every couple of years in Las Vegas, Nevada. Basically, it's just where a bunch of people who are deaf, hard of hearing, CODAs, whoever from all over the world just come together and just celebrate the deaf culture and everything, and just what it means to be in that community and just all that, you know? And yeah, I also want to say you might have to either turn closed captioning on, or I'll probably end up putting closed caption on this video just to kind of explain a little bit better, because I think signing and talking at the same time would just become a bit of a mess. So again, sorry if I'm not signing. It's just for the sake of this video, because this is not a normal video that I do, so just wanted to put that out there. This event is usually, the convention's from the 22nd to the 24th, but there are other events that happen after it, so pretty much between the week of July the 21st through the 25th, 26th, somewhere between there. There's just a lot going on. But I am just going to tell you that I was only there from the 21st through the 24th. I left Thursday morning, so I didn't really get to do anything after that, which still got a decent amount of stuff, if you're curious. Pretty much, me and my dad just stayed at the Planet Hollywood. Yep. And pretty much the first day, the Monday we were there, we were just bumming around, seeing everything. There were some deaf people already there, but we were just doing our own thing and just enjoying just our first day in Las Vegas before the event really kicks off. And so the 22nd is when everything really happens. So the first thing we did was that we woke up, we did what we needed to do, and then by noon we had to go to the Westgate Hotel, which is, you know, incredibly big, and where a majority of a lot of the deaf community or people who were at the event stayed. If you actually booked a hotel room there, you actually get a discount, but I think it's only, I think the Deaf Nation website, you were able to find a way to get a discount through it. It's mostly 10% off, but still, it could probably help you if anyone who watches this video and are curious about going next time. I think you have a really good time. I'll have my wristband that I kept in, so I got this orange wristband. Pretty much it says, and yeah, pretty much I waited 30 minutes just to get that. Registration to get into this event is actually free. There is no payment whatsoever. You again have to do it on the Deaf Nation website to be able to do it, but you do not have to pay anything out of your pockets to get into this event, which is very convenient for a lot of people, because, you know, I mean, going to Las Vegas is pretty expensive as is, so it's just nice to be able to go to a big event and just have it for free. But yeah, after that, me and my dad, we got my wristbands, met a lot of really cool deaf people, and it was just really fun to be able to just connect with people, talk, see where everyone is from and everything. I met a really cool couple, me and my dad did. Their name was Keith. Forgot the wife's name, I'm so sorry, but we were just chatting a lot. They actually lived in Arizona, so they weren't too far from where it is, so that was really cool. And that'll probably be the last time I'll remember any of the deaf people's names. Well, except for one, you'll see in a minute. But yeah, no, that was pretty much just the entire day up until I think 8 o'clock, where we had to go to the Las Vegas Strip Mall, which is not too far, but you definitely need to either do a bus ride, Uber, Lyft, whatever. And I will tell you this, we almost did not go because my dad has never done any kind of Uber, Lyft, or anything. We also didn't have a car this year. Normally we always do, just because my dad just feels a lot more comfortable in that, but boy, this was kind of a nightmare to get through, because my dad was just, his anxiety was through the roof. Like, it was insane. So pretty much I just told them, excuse me, just burped, so I apologize. Back to the story. Okay, so I literally just told my dad, hey, let's just go to the Westgate Hotel where all the deaf people are at, just to calm you down and just think it through, you know? Because we really want to get there. My dad wanted to get there, but at the same time, he was like, I don't want to ride with anyone I don't know, no stranger. I don't want to do the bus. I don't want to do any of that, you know? So he actually was trying to find a car, but he thought that $80 a night for one day was just way too much. But luckily, we were able to figure out the whole Uber Eats, or the Uber thing. Sorry, I did Uber, so I had an account, so we used my account to get into it. And just set up the whole thing because, you know, I did that before I got my current job. And just made the process a lot easier. And thanks you to Mario. Mario was a real one right here, because he was telling everything about my dad, like how Uber works and everything, and that like Las Vegas is the place where a lot of people go to do Uber. So it's the best way to do it, you know. Also, if you go to the hotel, the Westgate Hotel or wherever it is, I assume that's where they're going to be at just from here on out. It's actually a lot cheaper, you know, just whatever hotel you stay at. If you're way farther, because the Westgate's like all the way towards the end, like it's the one that's nearest to the mall. So it's a lot cheaper to get there from the hotel to the place. There and back might be a little expensive, but it just depends on just the time and who you have and everything. But it wasn't too bad. And so once we got to the strip and everything, and it was packed to the brim. Really cool though. We were at this stage, and that's also where I ended up running into Marlee Matlin. And if you see the clip that I'm about to show from this, it is super funny because my dad sees her and is just like, hey, come here, please come here. And then telling her about me, because I do YouTube, TikTok. I actually do some acting as well. If you have no idea, yeah, I've done a couple of acting gigs here and there. One of which, the Nordstrom commercial that I did, actually is I got to use my sign language skills. So I got to talk to her, pretty fun. Got a very awful, terrible angle selfie with her, but, you know, honestly, I'm wondering if that's something I should do with a lot of famous deaf actors. If I just see them, I'll just do a terrible angle and just post it on here, because I think that might be a really fun idea. But yeah, no, it was really fun to talk to her. Everyone wanted to talk to her. I mean, it's Marlee Matlin, the most famous deaf actress of all time, just right there in front of you. Just like, wow, crazy. And so after that, there was this presentation that happened where basically the guy who's running the event, I forgot his name, but I'm going to put it up here somewhere. And I think that deaf guy, he's a comedian, and he pretty much dresses up in a red robe and has like a towel or a bandana around him. And he had a pan with him, which, so funny. I don't watch a lot of their videos, and I really should. So I apologize that for any of the social media stars who are there. I mean, I think the CODA comedian, Brad, is the only person that I know. I follow him on TikTok. So he's probably the only deaf content creator that I know, probably, and watches videos more. So again, any other content creator, I'm so sorry. But it was really cool to see them. I didn't get to meet a lot of them. Wish I did. But I mean, just so many people were there and so many people wanted to talk to them. So it was like not for it. But that's okay. So pretty much a presentation came out, and there was like many different people doing many different types of just their own stuff, you know. Like we had a sign language music group from Korea come out first, and then we had a rapper, and I do apologize that I don't know many of their names because I didn't really get them, and I was too far for anyone to kind of see what their names was. I did learn, I think I found a couple of them. Again, really wish, I'm kind of just doing this video on a whim because I don't have my list with me, because I made notes of everything, but I'm not, I didn't do that, so I'm not fully prepared for this. But yeah, no, the presentations were really good, but we were also outside for almost an hour, so I didn't really get to see all of it. I technically only saw like half of it, and then me and my dad just wandered off. We were trying to find water because it was so dang hot out there. And then after that, we just bummed around the mall and everything. Oh, I forgot. Before the event started, there was actually the strip mall. If you looked up, there was like a bunch of like screens on the. It's like, I don't know. It's like those media screens that just a lot of things, and it was really cool. So before the event started, they actually had just a bunch of just clips from like past events, and everyone just so freaking cool. And it was just like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life, because I've never seen an entire community just rent out that entire strip and like have everything up there. So that was really fun, and it was just cool to see everything and just all the people there, and just, oh man, it was quite the experience. But yeah, no, it kind of went on too long for me and my dad. I don't know if other people felt the same way who were there. It's just like, okay, we just got kind of overwhelmed. We were also very tired because it had been a long day. I didn't really get much sleep on this trip, so that also affected me as well, and my dad. We just did the best that we could, but we had a really fun time. We really did. It just sucks that it's in a very dry, heated area, and a dry, heated area state. So we did the best that we could. We had so much fun, but we were also just like, we just want to go back to the hotel. So the next day is basically when the convention really starts. The convention starts at 9 in the morning, and it goes until 5. And basically, me and my dad woke up, and we technically didn't go to the convention until like almost 11, just because we felt like there wasn't really much that we really needed. We weren't in a hurry, basically. That's what I mean. And I mean, it was okay. I won't lie to you. Me and my dad were only there for like an hour. We were there from just from 10 to 11, basically. I feel like a lot of things that we ended up getting was just seeing a lot of cool things. We saw really cool people, and that was pretty much it. And I also did buy some stuff. I actually bought that American flag. If you see that right over there, that American flag, I love you, with stickers above of it that says, it's also I love you, but I think it's from Sorin. But basically, once you walk in, it's also at the Westgate Hotel, and it's this giant room, and it was packed. I won't lie to you, there was so many people there. The moment that you walk in, it's just people everywhere. So if you are someone who decides to come, but you're very like stickler about so many people, maybe you can bring a mask, maybe something, whatever it is that just makes you feel comfortable so you don't get sick. Luckily, I didn't get sick, or my dad did, but there were definitely a lot of people, so there is a possibility you could get sick from this, if just because of the amount of people that were there, and just it was very cramped too, so anything could have happened. Luckily, nothing happened. Security isn't really security. They have volunteers that are doing security, but they did a really great job, in my personal opinion. There's actually a post on the Instagram that has over, I believe, 8 volunteers that did security. They're the ones who also managed the line during the day before when we were getting our wristbands. And they did a phenomenal job. Not trying to badmouth them or say anything terrible. It's just that I assume there's reasons why they couldn't get actual security. Don't know. It's whatever the reason is, but I think they did a really great job with what they were given and what they had to give, and I just want to give that. So it was really good. Security is pretty on point. They make sure everyone is not like hurling in and trying to hurt each other, anything like that. But I will say, I don't think anyone checked any bags, anything like that. They just looked and just assumed that everything was probably okay. I think that's probably my only criticism. But again, I don't know what the policy was. But yeah, no, about the convention, you just see this grand curtains, tables, stands, basically everywhere. Lots of people trying to sell stuff. We met an artist. Literally the first thing was to our right when we got there. And then we met this traveling company, and they gave me some sunglasses over there. They talk about how they get a bunch of deaf people to come together and just get people to go travel the world. I thought it was like some church missionary type of event, but no, it's just a group of people who want to get together and just travel the world. So I thought that was pretty interesting. speaking of churches and everything, there were actually a lot of booths that had many different churches, mostly because the deaf community is kind of a large community that isn't really in church, at least that I know of. I do know I go to a church that has an interpreter, but barely any deaf people show up, maybe 1-2 people max. So I assume they did that to just get people to come to a deaf church, just to make them feel more comfortable and welcome, which always preferred. You know, I think everyone just deserves to go where they want to go, and if that's just the best way to do any form of outreach right there. But I was very surprised because I think there was I counted 8-9 churches that were there, and at least 2 of them were from another country, which super interesting. But yeah, no, pretty much just walking around. There was a bunch of booths. There was also a lot of social media stars that were there. I know the Vice family, if I pronounced that right, I do apologize. I don't watch any of those videos. My dad does. You guys are going to be so disappointed in me because I don't know anyone. Maybe I know one person, and it's that CODA comedian, only because we're friends on TikTok and Instagram. Realistically, I met him through TikTok more, but pretty cool to meet him. Brad is awesome. I only got to talk to him for a second, and I do apologize for just how awkward I was because I'm used to seeing you on a screen and not really seeing you in real life as much. So it's you're real, you're not a dude on a screen. But it was so fun meeting you. I didn't get to meet your parents. Everyone, that line was long, but it was just really cool to just run into you. I think selfishly you were the one that I wanted to go see the most, if you are watching this, Brad. And I also saw the Daily Moth there, which kind of surprised me. I was not expecting that. That was a genuine surprise. I know, that deaf comedian, the guy who does a lot of videos where he's dressed up in a robe and he has a towel on his head and a pan. He was there. Marlee Matlin also had a booth over there, but I didn't know where she was. Like I said, me and my dad just bolted through the entire thing. The T-Mobile bus was there. They're a very big partner with the deaf community and everything, and they always just come out with some pretty cool technology. It seemed, I didn't really stop at it, but I did see what I saw, and it seemed pretty cool. A lot of VRSs, a lot of devices to kind of help people communicate. There was this one spot, I forgot what it was called, and it's supposed to be it's like a keyboard type thing where you're just typing out a conversation and then someone else will type the conversation when you're just in a pinch, when you don't have an interpreter or a VRS system at all near you. I think that was really cool to have. My dad was not super interested. The company is Sorensen. I should have known this, but I also got a cool shirt from them. This is literally all I got from the Deaf Missions trip, and it's about the Jesus film. The traveling service, they gave me this card. They also gave me a wristband and sunglasses. And I also got a bunch of stickers from them as well. And this is the artist that I was talking about earlier, but those are basically a couple of things that I got. Most of these were all freebies. Like I said, the American flag sticker is the only thing that I bought. Realistically, my dad did. My dad actually told me to not buy any of the stuff that was over there, but I at least wanted one thing to buy and bring it with me just so I had proof. And it was just very frustrating that he just didn't want me to buy anything. Literally, could have spent my own money, but he's like, no, I'll pay. It's fine. But yeah, no, it was a very quick trip for me. Realistically, everything was there. I think me and my dad again, we don't know anyone. We don't have a lot of people that we traveled with. It was just us two. So a lot of these events end up being a little bit kind of tough just for both of us because we just don't know anyone. It's just us two. We did meet some cool people, but again, we just didn't really connect with anyone. And we just ended up doing our own things. I don't know if anyone else was like that. I don't know. I hope some people had more fun than I did, and I really do hope that is the case. I think some people definitely had a lot of fun. That is the goal that you want. And I think Like, I don't want to sit here and just badmouth anything because I didn't have a good time. This was my first time going to this event in a long, long time, and it's just super awkward for me. Again, had a really great time being there and just got what I needed to do, but it was just overwhelming, but also just the situation I'm in, me and my dad, we just got bored very quick. So not the event's fault, that's just more us and just where we are in life and just the people that we have, you know? But yeah, pretty much after that, we just left, went back to our hotel and just bummed around. And like the event at the mall earlier, we almost didn't go to the pool event, realistically, because that Thursday was the next day we were just going to come back home. We were pretty exhausted, we were pretty tired because we had walked around Las Vegas for the past 3 days. Almost got mugged that night too, so that was fun. But I mean, something in me was just like, you know what, I really want to go see what this pool event is all about, because they had presentations and people were going to be there. I was just curious to see what it was all about. And again, security was awesome. I think they also got staff from the hotel along with the volunteers from the event, so they had way more security at the pool event than they did at the actual convention that day. And yeah, I mean, again, me and my dad were there for a very short time. I feel like I should be giving a lot of details, but I don't. Like, I totally forgot that there were actually speakers that happened at the convention, and like I said, we just zoomed right through them. Again, it's just like, we did not have a bad time. It was just the way that we were just doing things over there. We were just speedrunning through everything. And hopefully, if I get a chance to come back another time, I hope I just don't do that. I hope I take my time, because it was just nice to be there. But at the same time, it was just a lot and overwhelming, and pretty much, yeah. Again, I feel like you could find more of this stuff. I feel like there's just way more that was on social media than here. Again, I really do hope that this video is not too terrible for people's experience to want to go there or check it out, because there was a lot of good things. Like, literally when we left, or I think, yeah, no, Thursday night, they had a event at the Las Vegas Sphere where they had an interpreter, and there was like some kind of event. I don't know what specifically was going on. I think I really need to look more. But there was something at the Las Vegas Sphere where just a lot of deaf people got to come together, watch something, and just be with an interpreter at the same time. Or I think tour it. That's what I think what the main thing was. And then that Friday night, they had event at the Neon Museum, where it's basically a tour where a bunch of people can come together and just tour the Neon Museum. They also provided an ASL interpreter. Again, really wish we got to go. Literally, when me and my dad got back, my dad was just saying, like, man, I regretted not staying longer. I wish we got to do more. But I mean, I think this was probably a really good first time experience. Hopefully I will come back. I would love to come back and just hopefully do it better a second time, because I feel like there wasn't really much that I got to see or even talk about, because again, me and my dad were just speed running through anything more. So my dad was just like, I think my dad just like got super bored way quicker than I was. And again, not the event's fault, that's more us, me and my dad. We're just weird that way. But I will say that this was pretty a good experience, and hopefully this is something that you guys are curious about. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, sorry if it wasn't really much or there was much to provide. Again, I feel like there's probably a lot that I did miss out, but I just still hope you were able to get a good enough sense of it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And would you want to go check out Deaf Nation, or at least any of their events that they do? Have a really awesome day. Thank you. Peace out.